So Black Clover 380 left us with a bit of a cliffhanger, right? With now seemingly taking the center stage of using Asta's anti-magic. A lot of controversy surrounded it, but whatever, right? I personally liked it. But the real question is, what will happen to our main character, Asta? What will occur to him after this? But we know eventually he is officially the main MC. So what's gonna happen to him afterwards? How will he re-enter this fight? And you know what will be the drive for that? And in this video I want to go over several reasons, several possible outcomes as to what's going to happen to Asta and where will send him, because as you know, in the last chapter it was described that is going to send Asta somewhere that Lucius can't find him, or seemingly where he can get better so he can come back and fight. So the real question is, where is he going to send Asta? So, so let's start. So first off, I think he's gonna send Asta to Mimosa. That's the first one that everyone thinks gonna happen. He's gonna send him to Mimosa, our local medkit. Well, sorry, not local medkit, but the ultimate magic, beautiful and helpful knight that she is, Mimosa. She has ultimate magic and she can seemingly heal any wounds, right? And it's not impossible for him to heal her, seemingly, because his anti-magic reverse are now closed in, so he's not like she'll be unable to do so. So will he be sending her? Will he be sending him to Mimosa to get healed? The reason why this is probably a bad thing is why Mimosa is really right down at the Clover Kingdom, very close to the battlefield, very close to Lucius. So will take a gamble and send Asta, one of their most pivotal fighters in this fight, to Mimosa, knowing that Lucius can literally teleport away and get Asta, because that's his main objective, to get rid of Asta. Will he take that risk and send him to Mimosa? Yes or no? That's the real question. And if he does it, if he does send him to Mimosa, and Mimosa is able to heal him while he distracts Lucius, you know, what will happen afterwards? Will he just come back in the battlefield immediately? Will there be some sort of a dilemma? Will there be some kind of problem at hand that will stop him? What will happen? I wanted to think that his contract with Libe was voided, was cut off due to Libe's emotional instability, right after seeing Leicester. I wanted to believe that, but after looking back through the chapters, I realized that the contract was still intact. It was still binded to Asta, being that the contract was on his arm, the contract band, right? So the contract, by the looks of it, is not voided or not, but something could happen. Something could probably inhabit them from forming back or going back into Devil Union, being that Libe's state of mind is not in the best of state. So there might be a bit of a problem after he's been healed by Mimosa, if sent into Mimosa. So that's an idea that I think is possible, but what will happen as a result? The next place where I think might send him is to the Heart Kingdom. Heart Kingdom is a bit random, I know. Doesn't really have much importance or any relevance or any much information about Heart Kingdom, but maybe he does. Maybe he, like they said in the beginning of the Judgment Day arc, he went to different kingdoms, alert them of the situation at hand. Probably he left stars or some sort of backup there to help out the Clover Kingdom. Probably he left a star there in hopes to, evade something in case something bad happens. Maybe he left a star there to with the elves or something at the Heart Kingdom regarding the Dryad or something. So the elves can still play a part in this war, some way, shape, or form. And a lot of people think that they will play a form. They will play some sort of role in this arc, and I believe that maybe will have several options to send us to several places, being that his stars can be left as several checkpoints. So if he sends us to Heart Kingdom, maybe he can send him to the elves where he can be healed, because obviously there are options there to get healed. There are things there he could learn about the elves and even about Licht. We know this Heart Kingdom and ultimate magic in general. Talks about the soul and whatnot, and go deeper in dive. So probably there's something there that can assist Asta in some way, shape, or form that the elves might know, or the Heart Kingdom. So maybe us, will teleport him there, which is reasonably far away. And from there, we could even see what's going on in the Heart Kingdom if, Lucius sent a paladin there or some of his clones. So we can get to see another POV at the same time. As a result, we can even learn something more about elves and how they can play a part in this role. Yeah. So another place where I think might send him is he'll be sent to Noble Realm, somewhere just in the Clover Kingdom, but a bit further away, somewhere where he has left a star, like I said. And from there, he could, I don't know how he will be healed. Probably Mimosa will be sent along with him. Um, this is one is a bit of a stretch, but just say he sent us to somewhere in the Noble Realm, somewhere just right, where he could go and recuperate, reform his bond with Libe, get back his proper state of mind. From there, him and Libe can have a conversation about what's going on at hand, talk about Legita, talk about, why the contract is seemingly not responding, and not working well as a result of Libe's emotional state. From there, they can build back their resolve. They can, you know, potentially even make a sacrifice. Like if they realize that their power is not strong enough to defeat that of Lucius, maybe Asta will make a gamble, sacrifice another part of his body part, similar to that of Xenon and Visible, to gain more devil-like attributes, to gain more access to anti-magic. Maybe that's a possibility, but I like to believe that Devil Union is enough. Devil Union draws out a lot of potential of anti-magic already, so I don't know if it will change anything if he gets another body part from Libe. Maybe, maybe not. But that one's a bit of a stretch, right? So another option to he will be sent to the Spade Kingdom. The Spade Kingdom is pretty far away. It's something that has familiarity with, and we can learn a lot from the Spade Kingdom as a result of the Zogratis family and their history, right? So if potentially sends Asta that far away, probably for a good reason, probably because his mother Seal, that houses a lot of information about the Zogratis family, or even means of healing Asta to his proper state, probably he will be sending Asta there to get covered. I to learn something about Lucius and his overall purpose and his overall meaning and how we can defeat him, right? Just maybe he will be sent to the Spade Kingdom, just maybe. It's a bit of a stretch, but just maybe, did have a star there and he will send Asta that far away in hopes that Lucius won't track him down, right? And from there, whatever we learn about the Zagreus family and about Lucius, and especially about Yuno's mother and Yuno himself, because I know that Seal, that's her mother, that's her name, knows something about Yuno. And from there on, we learn so much about Yuno. Something will happen to him afterwards. We know how this works when you learn more about a character, and when you're finally concluding their character or a part of them, something bad happens as a result afterwards. And now I believe this is where it's going to get interesting. After, if he gets sent to Spade Kingdom and learns about his guy's family and their correlation with the Grin Burials and, Yuno's purpose in this whole thing, right after, Asta recovered and he returns to the Clover Kingdom to finally take on Lucius and finally close out this fight, what will happen afterwards? What will happen afterwards, and what will happen after he returns to the battlefield? A lot of people think that is finished. His battle with Lucius will be his doom, and this will mirror a moment like similar to that of Julius versus Patri. And we all know how that fight ended, with the Wizard King losing that fight and being handicapped as a result. We like to believe that this moment of Asta being sent away, when he comes back, he will come back and be devastated by a sight that he never wants to see, never wanted to see happen. Probably it will be the decimation of the Clover Kingdom, probably it will be the defeat and the death of his rival, He will see there lying lifelessly, just like how Yami saw the Wizard King there after Patri put him to an end, right? A lot of people think we're gonna get a callback to that scene in a different form. These callbacks happen several times in Black Clover. We can go over them a lot, right? So I be like though we're gonna get a mirror to that scene some way, shape, or form. And when Asta returns, it will be a very heartbreaking moment, a very enraged moment to see possibly become a paladin or be killed or destroyed in some way, shape, or form. Probably a part of him will be destroyed, and from there on out, and a lot of things can happen. We could see, Asta versus Paladin We could see, seemingly be defeated, and from there it will be just a 1v1 between the Asta and Lucius. Anything can happen as a result of Asta returning to the battlefield and coming back, and things can change for the worse. And this will be a catalyst and even more resolve for Asta to defeat Lucius the Gratis in this Judgment Day arc. And a nice close to the end, a nice close to the arc. So yeah, if you guys like anything I described into this video, the ideas of how Asta will return and where will he go as a result of sending him far away from Lucius, leave in the comments down below what you feel about these takes. What do you think what Asta will be sent or will happen to you as a result? And when he returns to the battlefield, what will it be like? What will be his new power? What will be his new strength? What will be his new resolve? What will happen to Asta? Without further ado, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like, and I'll see you guys in another one. Peace.